So I thought we'd take a little look at what it potentially could take to make a good cup of coffee. I mean, how expensive is it to get all the right things that you need? What can you get away with? What do you absolutely have to have? All that kind of stuff. And part of that's going to depend on like your budget and what you want to, how you want to do it. Like if it's just you at home, you could get something like this. It's a hand grinder. It has settings, well, inside here, which I can't get apart right now because my hands, we really need 3 hands. Or you could get, this isn't a great grinder. It does a fair job, but it's not really good. Back in the States, I've got a better grinder. So this is like 20 bucks for this grinder. This is like 40 bucks. The better grinder that's at home is $140. So I don't know if you want to go that extreme, but that's up to you. So even if you went on the low end, you got 20 bucks. Then you need something to make hot water. You got 2 choices. You definitely need a kettle with a pour over spout like this, because you've seen me pour the coffee, and that's really the only way you can control how you're going to get that water in there and spread it out. If you have a spout like this, you can't really control the water flow. This is great. This is 20 bucks, something like that on Amazon. For heating up hot water, does it really quick. You don't have to do that. If you got this, which is also about 20 bucks, you can put the water in there and, you know, just heat it up on your stove. So you'd have those 2.
You found that at Walmart.
What?
The electric.
No, not that
Oh.
one. No, one like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But electric.
Yeah, there was one like this, and I can't remember which one it was. Bonavita? I can't remember, but anyway, I did get a cheapy electric one that was like this at Walmart, and it works great. Does the job, heats up the water. It's electric, so it's faster than doing it on the stove. The other thing that you really have to get is a scale, because like in this particular scale, this side gives you the timer, this side gives you the weight, because you're going to want to weigh out, you know, you're going to weigh out your beans. So you'll put something on there and then you tear it out. Put your beans in there so you got the right amount of weight for your beans. And then you're also going to need, this is the simple version, you know, something like this to do your pour overs. Now this happens to be a Bon Mac. They're like 15 bucks. It's a ceramic, porcelain, something like that. It just has 1 hole. There's variations of these. Some have 1 hole, some have 3 holes. This, from what I gather, is a relatively easy method. And all you're gonna do is, you've seen me do that too, is you're gonna put this over the cup. You put a filter in, which is one of these, and you're gonna fold these edges back. You've seen me do that. Then that goes in there. You're gonna wet that paper, put your coffee in, and weigh it out. See, this is part of why you need the scale too, because once you've got everything there, you want to be able to carry it to 0 so you can put in exactly the right amount of water. And I know that's, you know, this isn't going to be like, for a lot of people, you wake up in the morning, oh, I'm going to make coffee like this. No, that's not going to happen probably. You probably want to have your regular coffee pot that you know, stumble into the kitchen, hit the button, make coffee, drink the coffee, wake up, that kind of thing. But this is when you're going to have a sit down, have a cup of coffee, you know, after dinner, you're going to brew up something. If there's a couple of you, you might want to go into something like the Chemex. Now the Chemex, this is an 8-cup Chemex. This is like 40 bucks, and then you've got filters on top of that that are unique to Chemex. So those filters come in a box like this. Of course, it's not going to open up right away. Hold on. If I can get one out. Okay, so these filters look sort of like this, but they're pretty thick. See, it's actually like a big circle, and it's all folded. So what you do is you'll take, you can see how there's 1 and then 3. You take the one with the 3 side, and you're going to put that up against the spout side. Okay, so the thick side goes against the spout. The single, excuse me, goes there. You rinse it, get any paper flavor out, and then you do the rest of the procedure. So it really depends on, you know, how much you want to spend and how much you want to get into it. You can get into it relatively inexpensive with, say, $20, $40, $60, $75, $80. And then, of course, there's the coffee that you're going to use. The coffee part, a good coffee is going to run you anywhere from like $10 a bag to $24 a bag, because coffee varies according to its costs, where it comes from, how it's processed, shipping, a multitude of things. But just the equipment-wise stuff, you can probably get into it for under $100, and you'll have a fairly good setup. It depends on, you know, how much you want to get into it is the thing. If you want to get into more, you can get into the Chemex. I mean, there's all kinds of, I mean, there's automatic coffee makers that Technivorm is, I think, rated the best. And that one's like $400. We won't be getting that in the near future, I don't think.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, the reason I keep coughing, Sid and I got back, and we both seem to have caught some type of a flu thing. So we haven't been doing a whole lot, just sort of hanging out, sort of making coffee, sort of testing coffee. If you can't smell so good, it's really hard to test coffee. But you can't get the full taste. But that's just a little overview of what you'd need to basically make a good cup of coffee. And it's really not hard. Good kettle, some type of a pour over, some way to grind the beans, a scale, and the beans. And that's basically it in a nutshell.